Almost 2 entire years ago, Navia was released for the first time. Oh my god, it's been 2 years? Where does the time go? And since I was saving for my C6 Arlecchino during her first rerun, I had to wait until May of this year to finally get her. And I did, but on my second account because I wanted Escoffier more than her for my actual account. But I ended up really enjoying her, and after a bit of a mishap concerning the weapon banner, I decided to go all in and get her. But while Navia is my primary carry on my AR-55 account, the most I've done for her on my main account is to swap her glider to the Fontaine one. Navia would probably have remained untouched for over a year, but this is a Navia video, so what happened? Well, last month while I was streaming my no UI exploration challenge with a punishment wheel, I managed to roll this option. Now the chat had a lot of good ideas for the next stream. The first option being building Navia, and actually that was the only option because I'm not a big streamer. So with my fate sealed, there was nothing left to do but to fulfill my contractual obligation. The plan for today is to build Navia. So we're gonna get her from these paltry, pitiful stats up to hopefully a decent build. The team I have prepared for her is the basic Hot Rocks team. Zhongli to activate the uber powerful Geo Resonance, and the classic duo of Xiangling and Bennett for Pyro Resonance and Navia's 4th Ascension passive. Zhongli additionally gives elemental and physical resistance shreds while a character is shielded. Zhongli is the GOAT.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember, but where are those who share memory?
Bennett and Xiangling provide a 25% attack bonus from Pyro Resonance in addition to their temporary attack buffs from both Guoba and Fantastic Voyage. This team is very simple, uses some of my favorite characters, and most importantly was very cheap since I've used these characters in virtually every single team I've ever used. Now before I go leveling anything up, I thought it would be fun to see what kind of damage Navia can produce at every stage of build. So you can see with Zhongli, Bennett, and Guoba's support with 1 shrapnel stack, Navia's skill hits for a whopping 3,044 and 3,261 damage. With that baseline in mind, the next thing I wanted to test was what she could do with level 9 talents. Must be Ascension Lays. Right, I completely forgot. I actually have to level Navia up. Navia ascends with crit damage. Oh my god, that's a lot of crit damage. That's just base. Like with 0 artifacts, she has 88. That is gonna make build, you know that's crazy is I have some 4-star characters whose final builds don't even have 88 crit. Okay, let's give a shield. Alright, try and collect this particle. With no other changes besides her Ascension, Navi's damage about doubled, with an average skill damage of 6,685.5. Well, 1100. Okay, so about 1100, we went from 3k to 6k to 11k. So we've pretty much doubled her damage each time. And we're gonna upgrade the weapon now, and hopefully we can get to like 22k without artifacts. That'd be sick. Let's get her weapon leveled up. Let's try and get a couple stacks up. 36k, not bad. It's good. It's fine. 36k on a non-crit with only 4 out of 6 stacks is actually really good. So here's the average damage Navia did per test. And I know each test had a different rotation, which skews what the numbers should actually be, but I don't really care. And if you do care, you're a With all the pre-built tests out of the way, the final step was to dip my toes into the lands of RNG. Since at the time I was kind of poor and I didn't know if my Mora would last, my plan was to use my 5 condensed resin on the domain, and then move on to the strongbox when I inevitably failed to get a single piece. Now I could insert a clip of me singing along to Bergen Truck here to keep on the joke, but that's a lot of work, so instead I'm going to driving in my car right after a beer. Hey, that bump is shaped like a deer. DUI, how about you die? I'll go 100 miles an hour. Little do you know I'm filled up on gas. I might get your fat making ass polarized as fuck with my Bergen truck. It seems you're out of luck. My sister one time tried to punch me and she missed and hit our car and she broke her finger. Let's go. One piece that might actually be good. And so it begins. And so it begins. I might be an optimist, but I'm going for one more level. You call me crazy. This could still roll well. Alright. Already starting off on a better note, baby. Oh, I forgive you, game. This is so much better. Okay, you know what? I got angry for no reason. I'll take one bad roll. I'll take one bad roll. Oh, baby. That's pretty good right there. All right. So after the... Oh! Oh! Look at that. Okay. I'm feeling good about today. Hell yes. I'm feeling the fucking magic, baby. Wait, no, that's bad. That's already the piece we had leveled up. So I need a circlet and an attack goblet, right? Or sorry, an attack stand. I need a circlet and attack stand. We're gonna do 1 to 2 more rounds of strongboxing. And if I get nothing from those, I'll use like, I don't want to use too many, but I'm willing to use a bit of sanctifying elixir on her. I just don't want to use too much on her because I do have actual characters to build. Not that Navia isn't an actual character. Another double crit feather. So I can only apparently make one of these, right? So I need to be careful. Actually, I should strongbox one more just to be safe. I don't want to craft one and then have to strongbox again. I just need one of the 3 missing pieces, to be honest with you. Let's try and get one of those. Yeah, but those sites calculate stats in a very weird way that doesn't mean it's conducive to like an actual good build. I got a geo damage on set. That's crazy. Ooh. Oh! The one... Oh! Woo, baby. All right. We got some pieces. Oh, not this again. Just one more. Just one more. Come on. Don't do it. I'm going to give this one... I'll go plus 12 with this one if it rolls bad. I just want to see what's... I'll give it... Okay, I'll give it one more roll. I'll give it another roll. I'll give it one more roll. I can do this all day, buddy. I'll give it one more roll. Okay. You know what? That is more than fine. Holy moly, I did not expect that to go that well. Oh, goodness me. Oh! Okay. All right. Oh, maybe a little bit more than decent. Yeah. Who doesn't love 5 stars and their crit stat ascensions? Okay. So I think with that in mind, the best thing to do now is just forge her a sands, right? And then I think this is about as good as it gets. Come on, 4 stats. It is 4 stats. Okay. Comparing this, if this rolls once into crit rate at a max roll, then it's already the same crit value as the first piece. Okay, it's already better. Yeah, it's basically an upgrade no matter what. Okay, well, let's not be too hasty now with how we say it's an upgrade. Okay, those are our two guaranteed rolls. Perfect. We're good. This is the piece. Come on, baby, give it to me. Okay. I'll be honest, it is a little bit sad, but 2200 attack with a 70 to 200 crit is beautiful. Pretty freaking nice. How many particles can we get? 1. Respectable. Respectable damage. Lovely. 162k on the skill. She had 1 shrapnel stack and she did 160k damage. What do you think she's gonna do with like 6 stacks? I really am curious to know. Knowing that Navia's damage scales up with her shrapnel stacks, I decided to move on to a tankier boss because there was no way this poor little Regisvine was gonna be able to last long enough to stack my shrapnel twice. 6 stacks. Boom. Aw, that's a little sad. Boom. Okay. Yeah, damage isn't crazy. I can't lie, that was so disappointing to see. Unfortunately for me, my first choice in boss was the Primo Geo Bishop, which I learned very quickly has a 50% resistance to Geo. So I moved on to my second favorite fatty to test my 6-stack damage. Okay, honestly a little bit underwhelmed by that. One thing though I do need to take a look at that I haven't been paying attention to, what does Navia do with just her rotation? Because I've been just testing out her skill damage, but she also gains a Geo infusion on her auto attacks. How much are her auto attacks gonna do? Because like the big thing for me for a team like this is I need the damage to be relatively consistent. 300k one shot is pretty cool. I do need her auto attacks to do like at least 20k damage per auto attack. Try her with Furina instead of Xiangling. No, because I wouldn't use Furina with this team, and if I was gonna use Furina with the team, I would put her on Marchause instead. Okay.
Stabilize.
Okay, so while her skills may not be the highest damage, her auto attacks are doing some really good Geo damage, so I'm actually fine with that, because I think the lowest I saw was 11k. So, you know what, I'm chill with Navia for like this. I think this feels fine. Remember perfectly, assuming she has enough ER. I don't see it. Like, I don't see it. Bennett isn't going to heal up Furina enough. Put Furina on, but I'm telling you, this is going to feel bad. Like, it's not going to do much. The issue with this team is that, let's say I use this in the Abyss, where conceivably I'm going to have to rotate with Navia twice, maybe even 3 times, depending on the boss, right? Furina will suck off all the characters in that team, right? Okay, hold on. This is a bad way to phrase this. Bennett's healing cannot match Furina's sucking because Bennett's healing is only single party. Yelan would bring more to the team, probably an equal amount of Furina. I don't think that's true. Yelan buffs the active character as well. The only thing I'm worried about with Yelan is that I need Navia to stay on the field long enough to stack it, but Navia isn't going to be on the field for very long. Skill auto, and then be done. I don't know, is that enough time to stack? Well, I guess we'll have to check. We'll try it. Let's see. Ult. I didn't crit. I didn't crit twice. You're kidding me. That's crazy. Ooh, that's stinky. I need more energy recharge on Furina for sure. Yeah, I need more ER on Furina pretty badly. Okay, well this was just not a proper test. We gotta try this again. For my support characters, they need to be able to like skill auto once, maybe twice, and be able to burst on cooldown. If they can't do that, then they need more ER. Bennett is a bit of an extreme example because his ultimate is so cheap and he has 265 ER. If I can't burst consistently, that's going to be an issue. I mean, this is also just a team. I haven't built Furina specifically for this team, so it's a bit different, but whatever. Xiangling is really good on Navia's team because she's like a secondary DPS. You need a little bit more consistent DPS with Navia because she's very burst heavy, not like elemental burst, but she's like her damage window is very short. Having Xiangling provides a bit more consistent damage. I thought her healing was team wide. Is it not? Am I crazy for that? Another DPS and switch Yelan. Ooh, okay. The damage was okay. With the Furina, it didn't feel great, honestly. I don't like it. The skill damage was decreased by like what? 80k, 90k, something like that. It definitely would change if my Furina was either R1 or C1. But as it stands, this team isn't built for Furina. If Bennett was Yelan, then probably, because then I could go Navia, Yelan, Furina. Bennett instead of Yelan means I don't have the shred to make the other elements so good. How is Yelan as a character? Your personal opinion and liking. I love Yelan. I use Yelan quite a bit. I think Yelan is one of my most used characters. Yelan is like one of my favorite characters. I love her because she's voiced by Laura Post, who is Ari from League of Legends. And she's also just one of the most fun characters that I've played. There was a point in time where I was actually I wanted to C6 Yelan. I was going to C6 Yelan because she was my favorite character. And I already had her at C1. For me, Yelan was what Arlecchino is. She was the character that I used everywhere for everything just to do stuff with. And I love her. I think She looks really cool. Her lore is really cool. Her gameplay is one of the most fluid and fun out there. And I just like her. And she's also good, so there's that. Okay, wake up. Wake up! Alright, let's see what you got. Boop! Yeah, damage is definitely not as extreme. My issue right there is like it happened with both it happened with both Furina and Yelan. Well, it was more extreme with Yelan because I have C1. Yelan took up too much field time for Navia to feel good, and Furina just didn't feel like she buffed enough to do anything with. So I'm gonna stick with the Xiangling team. This one felt the best. I just like this team as well. I like calling it Hot Rocks.
Never change. Yeah, sometimes I'm mad, sometimes I'm okay. Yeah, I know I'll have what I want someday. I need my space now so I can feel nothing. I live this nightmare so I can be something. Yeah. I do what I love and hope you will love me. Yeah. I face this